Hey, how's it going today? You ever had anybody tell you what your bike needs or what you should add to your bike? They may be well-meaning people and friends and good intentions and all that good stuff, but I'm here to tell you, don't let anybody tell you you have to have something on your bike or your bike would look better if it had this or that. And having said that, I'm going to tell you what your bike needs. Can you believe that? But anyway, hey, thanks for joining in the channel. If you're new, I welcome you in. If you're returning, I really appreciate you taking the time to check out the channel. So, as I'm in Iowa and people are doing their winter projects, their builds or add-ons or buying a new bike, whatever, all that stuff. So, and I see on social media people first bike, new bike, or new bike to them, post it, and all of a sudden the keyboard warriors come out, hey, in the comments, and hey, your bike should have this, or that would really look cool if you did this, or somebody posts on there a question that just, and I understand people questioning, just trying to get some tips and ideas, and somebody will ask a question about, hey, what's the best audio, and it's like, oh brother, here come all the comments, and people want to try and spend your money, and they drop a link to whatever, and if it helps you, that's great. But you know, uh, for me, and from what I'm learning of the YouTube community that I'm associated with, we're all here just to help people have a more enjoyable writing experience. And if somebody gives you suggestion, and think about it and tuck it away, and if it helps you, great, and if it don't, you know just move on and do you do you. Okay. So in the winter months, or you know anytime you get your bike, and uh, what should you do? Is it a full rebuild? Is it you want to put a stage one, stage two, stage three? Shoot, I had a buddy put a stage five shredder kit on his Street Glide, and and I think a lot of it was other bikes, people that he knew had all this stuff. Like, you put the meat hooks on it, and the Yaffe bars on it, and there were 12s, and he did a stage five shredder kit, like I said. And I'm not sure if he did it for himself, or that's what everybody was telling him that what his bike would be cool with, and it all was, and it all turned out great. But I'm just not sure that was all from him. But we're all grown ups. We all do our own thing. And like I said, if somebody makes a comment and stuff like that, if it helps you out, great. Um, but like I said, understand your budget, your time, things of that nature. So when you make your decision, so you know, some people like to leave their bike stock. Stock pipes, stock handlebars, just leave it clean. And I know some older riders who like to talk about the old days, and that they still, and I know a couple other guys that still do this, and they use a grease pen, write the directions on their windshield for the day. And other people like tape something to to their tank, their gas tank. And then there's other people that like all the modern technology, navigation, what have you. You know, you use your cell phone on there and get your navigation off your phone. All that stuff. So we have extremes from one end to the other, just as there's extremes from motorcycles, there's extremes from people's ideas of how their bike should look and what they're using it for, you know, like bars, for example. Like my buddy had 12-inch bars, and I think they were just a little bit tall for him, but yeah, he was like 5'6", 5'5", something like that. And I think they're a little bit tall for him, but he rode it just fine, and maybe it was just fine for him, but it looked a little tall, and everybody was going with 12s. So don't know if that had influence on him or not. But his bike ended up looking great, like I said, and he rode it for a long, long time, and it was a good bike for him. So I was like, so some people like a big fat front tire, a big tall front tire. Some people like a fat front tire. Some people like the dark side on a car tire on the back, and some other people are just everything in between. And I leave mine stock. It's good enough for me. My brother has a big wheel on the front and loves it, and it looks great, and it's a nice bike, and you know, I think, like I said, it looks great, works great for him, but it just isn't my cup of tea, you know. Maybe 5 years ago it would have been, and maybe down the line, maybe that's something I look into, but right now, it isn't. It isn't for me. So, and then the pipes. People post on there, hey, I upgraded my pipes, and then I see comments right after that, and somebody says, I left mine stock because I like to hear myself think going down the road, and I don't play music going down the road because I want to think and I want to concentrate and I want to be all focused in on the ride and the road and all that good jazz. And I respect everybody's opinion, you know, to each his own. Like I was saying, my brother has a big wheel on the front of his, and he has an audio system. I don't know how much he paid for that audio system, but when he rides past me, it doesn't matter what I'm listening to. I will listen to what he listens to because it drowns out what my music. So, there's everything in between. He had it professionally done, and he's gone to some contests, and he did well in those contests. There are other people with louder speakers, louder audio systems than his. So, to each his own. So, the long and the short of it, you know, like I was saying, with the accessories and people telling you should do this for your bike and do that for your bike, and your bike would look cool for this. And I'm telling you, this is what I've always done. The bike that I am riding at the time, when I first get it, I ride it first, and then I decide what I feel would be best on the bike, or what I need to add to the bike, like a phone holder. You know, not long into my bike riding, I had I think a RAM mount at first, and now I moved on and I got a different, and I'll go through maybe that in a different video, but I have a phone mount that I've had on the same one on two different bikes now, and I've probably had it for 8 years, and it's treated me well. I've never lost a phone. It don't move. It's like a vice grip in there, it seems like. And doing the video camera setup, you can see my 360 stick on the back there behind me on my bike. So, yeah. So here's my tip. Your bike, everybody's bike needs only and exactly what you decide it needs. You know, don't let these keyboard warriors or well-meaning people around you tell you, yeah, you should do this or you should do that. You know, take their opinions. You know, and if it's something that appeals to you, yeah, use it. If it doesn't appeal to you, you know, you just say, hey, thanks for the advice, and yeah, I'll think about it. That's what I do. But I sometimes feel bad for people that they're so proud that they just got this bike, just got that bike, just got this trike, and then somebody says, and they may have certain bars on it or whatever, certain pipes on it or certain tires, wheels on it, and right away somebody will say, oh, you should have done this or you should have done that, or you need to upgrade to this or upgrade to that. And, I hope I'm a part of the better YouTube community where I want you to be you and do your own thing and accessorize yourself and your bike exactly the way you want to, you know, and to each his own. And I could go down another rabbit hole over that, but I won't. I just wanted to get that off my chest today because I can't ride, can't show you any videos. It's 20 degrees outside today. I don't quite ride at that temperature, but coming up at the end of January, one of the Harley shops in Des Moines has its annual winter ride, and let's see, this is my 11th year of riding, and I think I missed one that they had, and there was a second one they canceled altogether, and then there was a third one they postponed. So I've done all but two of them. Well, actually one, because the other one they canceled. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say today, is to help anybody out if you're new or if you're just getting a different bike or you're planning to do something this winter, you know. Yeah, go off your own opinion, you know, take everybody's opinions into account, and if it's good for you, great, and if it's not, you know, like I said, put what you think you need on your own bike, and because the only one that needs to be happy with it is you, and it doesn't matter what other people say. So glad I got that off my chest today. I hope that helps you out if you know you're getting an earful from keyboard warriors or just friends of yours. You know, just write it and decide what you think it needs down the line. All right. You have a great day. If you're riding, have safe rides. If you're not riding yet like me, well, come on in spring. Come back soon. So, all right. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in to Jay Glide Channel. Jay Gliding Channel. I'm your Jay Glider. Have a great day.